Hey guys, thank you for taking the time to review my group leading report. My name is Kevin Robertson, and today I will be walking you through my experiences facilitating a group support group session held on April 6, 2026. This session took place from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., 1 hour in the private room at the Salvation Army Recreation Center. The group consisted of 8 participants, and I served as the sole leader for the session. The purpose of the group was to create a supportive, compassionate environment for individuals navigating the complex and deeply personal journey of losing a loved one. Before the session, I had been serving as a facilitator in training because I'm familiar with Salvation Army's missions and its commitment in community care. The setting felt like a natural and meaningful place to reach individuals who may not have access to traditional clinical grief and counseling. During this session, the group progressed from the initial forming stage into a productive working stage. The content of our discussion centered on the reality of grief and the many ways it can manifest emotionally, physically, and spiritually. As a leader, I focused heavily on the group's process. I paid close attention to how members interacted with one another and how they responded to shared stories and how the emotional tone shifted through the hour. The level of engagement was remarkably high. One of the most powerful dynamics I observed was university. Core concept in group counseling. Members expressed visible relief as they realized that their feelings of isolation, guilt, and confusion were not unique. They were shared, and that shared experience created a sense of belonging. Throughout the session, I used several leadership techniques to support group emotional work. First, I used active listening. I reflected not only the words spoken, but the underlying emotions, that the grief behind the statement, the longing, the anger, and the love. Second, I continuously scanning the room for nonverbal cues, nodding, folded arms, and deep breaths, tearing up. This helps me describe the emotional setting and who was connected with or who was withdrawn and who might need gentle encouragement. Third was linking. I initially connected the experiences of 2 members who were both struggling with anniversary grief and lingering guilt. By the time that linking their stories, I strengthened the group's cohesion and encouraged peer-to-peer support, which is often more powerful than anything a leader can say. Reflection on my performance. I believe successfully that I established what we often call a safe container, a space where deep emotional work can occur without fear and judgment. I felt comfortable with the heavy emotions present in the room. I used silence, intentionally allowing members to process their thoughts without feeling rushed. Silence when used to become a therapeutic tool rather than an awkward pause. I also maintained a calm, grounded presence, which helped the group feel secure enough to share openly. Of course, leadership always comes with a challenge. With 8 participants in only 1 hour, ensuring everyone felt heard was difficult. One member in particular began to monopolize the conversation by sharing minute details of their loss. This is a group dynamic in grief groups. Using the cutting off technique, gently acknowledging that their pain while redirecting the focus back to the group's shared experience. In hindsight, I could have used the drawing out techniques earlier to invite quieter members into the conversation. I noticed several individuals who had meaningful insights but hesitated to speak. As a leader, I'm learning to balance empathy with structure, holding space while guiding the group forward. My most important takeaway from this experience was witnessing the extraordinary power of shared vulnerability. I also learned that my role is not to fix grief, because grief isn't something that you get fixed. Instead, my role is to facilitate the space between healing and unfolding naturally through connection, reflection, and sharing your humanity. Moving forward, I plan to strengthen my skills and manage groups, transitions, and become more fluid in guiding members from emotional vending into constructive processing. I always wanted to continue improving my ability to manage and monopolizers with grace, clarity, and efficiency. This experience has been vital to my growth and has reaffirmed my commitment to serving individuals and families within the human service field. Thank you for your time and for reviewing this report. I do look forward to applying these leadership concepts in my future professional practice. Thank you guys. Have a lovely evening, and God bless.